Hello everyone and welcome back. This is a old car battery charger. It was made around 1982, uh, accidentally not very far from the place where I live today, and it's a nice solid construction. Um, It's a really old school one, really simple inside, which means it was always really reliable. It has a really funny arrangement of the transformer. There is some unusually placed core with an air gap on either side. So God knows why they made it like this. There are only two diodes. This is an external shunt resistor for this proper amp meter. This charger, however, has some minor flaws. It's not very powerful. It only gives something like 3 amps in the 12-volt battery, which is not very much, and it doesn't really have any constant voltage mode. It goes quite a lot higher than you would like with something like the lead acid gel batteries, the sealed batteries. They need the voltage to stop at 14.4 volts, and this goes up to, I think, something like 17 volts, and even worse, with the 15.5 volt, it still puts in something like an amp, which is way too much for these batteries. So what I'm going to do is to upgrade it. There are some switches. I'm gonna use them for the modes or some of the settings. There are fuses, which is also useful. They're gonna stay there. The transformer is would give his place to some better power supply. As the power source, I'm gonna use a old PC power supply. This is just probably the most basic and the quite common type. It's quite a good quality. It's not the cheapest and shittiest one ever made, so this one would be good enough. I'm gonna try to alter the circuit to get some more voltage out of it. I would like it uh, to extract about 15.5 or 16 volts out of it, and then I'm gonna use module like this. I've got a whole lot of them. This is I think it's a 10 amp buck regulator with constant current setting. I'm gonna probably mount them somewhere inside it, and then mount the power supply into the original chassis. I'm gonna use the old amp meter, probably of the would give it 2 modes, something like 3 and full 10 amps, and I would give it probably two constant voltages. The the lower one, I think I'm gonna give it it would be 14 volts, and maybe 14.4, and the higher one, it's gonna be 15 and a half. It's useful for charging car batteries because they have the calcium in them, which rises the voltage of the battery, and you need a bit more voltage to charge them fully. I don't know if I'm going to keep the original fan. It's 120 millimeters. It's quite big, and this is would not put out too much power, only something like 150 watts. So some smaller fan could go as well. With luck, I found the exact schematics of this power supply. It even the components are exactly the same, and the part I'm gonna need to alter is this uh, is the main chip which drives the power supply. On the pin 1 there is the feedback. It goes onto 12 volt rail and also onto the I think it's a 3.3 volt rail, and what I'm gonna do is put a resistor in parallel with this one, which should raise the voltage. The only problem is that this power supply also has this circuit in it. It's a over voltage, under voltage protection for the power supply, and I studied the schematics, and it feeds from the pin 3 through the diode onto pin 4, and as it's connected, and from the test circuit of the of this chip, this IC, the pin 4, if it's on the ground, it's on, but if you feed 5 volts on it, then it's turned off. So only thing I have to do is erase this diode, and the over and under voltage protection would be gone. That's it. I'm also gonna have to load the 5 volt output rail, which is this one, with something like 1 amp with 4.7 volt resistor, because all these windings need to be loaded. Otherwise the voltage on them would go too high. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna turn on the time lapse and let's go. And it's finished, it's done, it works, it's much lighter, it winds a bit, but not a problem for a car battery charger. It's much lighter, it's much more powerful, it will do the full 10 amps. The fuse will save it if you connect it backwards, and I think simple, fun and quick build. Thank you for watching and goodbye.